Most people don't know what a coroner does. We have a lot of roles, but the basic tasks are pretty elementary. When someone dies in a non-clinical setting, it's our job to go to the body, take photographs and notes on anything that might be relevant to the manner and cause of death. When you end up run over by a bus or die of a heart attack, it's our job to visit your wife or your mother and tell them that you, positively ID'd as Joe Schmo, keeled over while Christmas shopping. Your widow/parent/child will then go on to tell me how you were such a great person. I say you undoubtedly were. Then they tell me how they just can't believe this. I know, it's tough. I've only been doing this job for about a year now, but I already feel that I've set myself apart from my colleagues. A lot of guys use Polaroid cameras, but I can't stand them. No resolution at all, bad color rendition, no focusing options. I use my own equipment, and if I do say so myself, I take the finest pictures in the office. A glance up at the countertop makes it pretty clear what happened here. Every scene feels different. Sometimes you don't feel much. An old man dies quietly, alone in his home. Sometimes it's shocking. I had a baseball bat case last week. That was kind of tough. She takes a handful of pills, most of a bottle of bourbon. That's a sad one. It's always sadder when they're young and pretty. I know that might sound shallow, or even a little grotesque, but what do you expect? Take a fascination with the macabre, a love of photography, an intense shyness and general lack of direction, and you have yourself the brightest new star of your local coroner's office, who occasionally ogles a corpse. It's a private little indiscretion, I guess. So who is this? The police gave me their report. The apartment is leased to Jen Jackson. Jen Jackson? Jen Jackson, homecoming queen? Prom queen both junior and senior years? 3-time Scholastic Scrimmage champion? And this is how it ends, 8 years after we graduated high school together? Maybe. The coroner's office tells us to take nothing for granted, and so I don't. Just because this is Jen Jackson's apartment doesn't mean that this is Jen Jackson here on the floor. I remember Jen Jackson from swim class senior year. She was so gorgeous, and she would actually talk to me from time to time. We would line up alphabetically. I was Johansson, she was Jackson. She was kind of a shorter girl, so I could do a quick glance down, glance up move without anyone catching on. The image of her cleavage in a one-piece green and yellow striped bathing suit is permanently embedded in my mind. Her face I don't remember as well, so this memory is not terribly helpful professionally. The police didn't find a photo ID anywhere. My pictures will be the best way to ID her. I'll have to go to visit Mr. or Mrs. Jackson and ask them to ID her from my photos. Now the Polaroid crowd may take that lightly, but not me. I have the best record of positive IDs because I take the best pictures. I've seen their pictures. Necks twisted, hair all tangled and bloody. It's very easy to help survivors slip into denial when you're showing them crap photos. It's a funny thing. I was just thinking about Jen Jackson the other day. Jocelyn Custer, one of Jen Jackson's high school friends, lives in the same apartment building I do, and on the same floor. Sometimes I walk by and I hear people inside laughing and talking, and I think to myself, what if I just raised my fist and knocked on that door? Who would be on the other side? Jocelyn Custer would answer the door, and then, in my mind's eye, Jen Jackson would be right there beside her. The girl with the best tits that I'd ever seen by age 16. But I never knocked. I never said more than a few words to either of them in high school. Why would they want to talk to me now? But now that I reflect on it, now that I'm standing here face to face with a girl who I was too afraid to talk to in life, I tell you now that given the chance again, I would knock on that door and say, Jen Jackson, I know we weren't exactly friends in high school, but I did stand next to you in swim class, and I thought you were one of the most beautiful girls that I'd ever seen, and I would desperately like to take you out to dinner. I wouldn't care if Jocelyn Custer laughed at me for making such a bold move. I would stand proudly knowing that I had said my piece. Maybe Jen Jackson would remember our time in swim class together and say, sure, you can take me out to dinner. That would be nice. I would say thanks, go back to my apartment and sleep like I haven't slept in months.
No, ma'am. No, you can't go back there.
Excuse me,
there's
what?
something going on back there. You can't
Excuse
go back
me.
there. No, you can't go
This
back
is my
there.
apartment. What the hell is going on? What the fuck is going
Whoa,
on in
coroner's
here?
office.
Excuse
Can I
me,
help
this
you?
is my apartment. What the hell is going on?
Okay, there's a deceased body.
Oh my god, Allison! Oh, holy shit! Oh, oh.
Jen Jackson, I know this isn't the most appropriate time, and I know we weren't really friends in high school, but I used to stand next to you in swim class, and I thought you were the most beautiful girl in the world, and I was just wondering if you would like to go out to dinner with me sometime.
Who are you?
Andrew Johansson?